Thank you.
I call Maureen Pugh.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My pleasure to stand and speak in support of the Child Protection, Child Sex Offender Government Agency Registration Bill today in its third reading. And I'd like to begin by acknowledging the work of the Honourable Anne Tolley and the Social Services Select Committee for their work on this bill. Mr Speaker, this bill provides for the establishment of New Zealand's first child sex offender register, and its purpose is to give authorities another tool in preventing reoffending, and with the ultimate aim, of course, of keeping our children safe. Currently, offenders can disappear back into communities when they finish a sentence or an order. This bill will allow for the ability to create a centralised interagency information database available only to a dedicated unit of police and corrections staff. And only this unit will have unrestricted access to the information contained on that register. This register will not be made public, and there are really good reasons for that. Mr Speaker, offenders have families as well, and they deserve to have their privacy protected. A public register would also increase the risk of vigilantes taking the law into their own hands, and the consequence of that, Mr Speaker, would be that we would drive offenders underground, and authorities would then lose the ability to manage and assess their risk. And of course, keeping the names confined to this register also helps protect the victims, and their privacy, I believe, is completely non-negotiable. Cabinet has dedicated $35.5 million to the ICT for the implementation of this register over the next 10 years. And I understand that work on this ICT work is already underway in preparation for populating the register. At the end of the first year of implementation, there will be approximately 568 names on that register, and this is a fabulous tool for the team to be able to monitor and protect our community. Mr Speaker, this bill also ensures that the legislation balances the rights of the offenders and with the absolute rights of the victims and the children to be kept safe. And by having a repository for the information on convicted child sex offenders, authorities can keep track of these offenders and be alert to any changes in their circumstances, and thereby assess whether any action is required. Mr Speaker, this bill is a sensible way of giving authorities another tool in keeping communities safe, and I have pleasure in commending it to the House.